Hey there, in this video we'll write few programs based on decision control statements in C++. So far we have seen three different types of decision control statement. If-else statement, if-else-if ladder and switch case statement. So I have three different program statements for you. We'll write code for them and we'll try to apply different decision control statements that we have seen so far. Let's quickly get started. Let's start with the first problem statement. First problem statement says that write a program to check whether a given number is positive, negative or 0. It's very easy, right? So let's quickly get started. Let's create one variable. Let's name it as int number. Let's accept this number from the user. So we'll ask the user to enter the number. So I'll write cout, enter the number. Now once user enters the number, so we'll have to take it from the user. So I'll write cin number. So once user gives the number, we have to check whether this number is positive or it's negative or it's 0. Okay. So what we can do is we can use if-else-if-else statement. So in if, we can check one condition. Maybe we can check whether a number is positive or not. If number is positive, then we'll print that number is positive. If it is not positive, then there are two possibilities. Either a number can be negative number or it can be 0. Okay. So we'll handle these conditions in else if, and if it's not negative, then maybe we'll write else statement which will say that number is 0, something like this. So I'll write if statement. Okay, in if statement we'll write condition to check whether number is positive. So if number is greater than 0, we can say that it is a positive number, right? So I'll write if number is greater than 0, we'll print cout number is positive. Okay, followed by /n. Else if, let's say number is less than 0, then we can say that it's a negative number. So we'll write cout number is negative, followed by /n. And I'll write else statement as well. Okay, so if number is not greater than 0 and it's also not less than 0, that means number is going to be 0. It's going to be equal to 0, correct? So we can say that cout number is 0. That's it. So this is if-else-if-else statement. Okay, so I hope you are clear on this program. Let's quickly compile and execute this code. Let's see whether it's working properly or not. So I'll write g++ followed by name of my file is program1.cpp. Let's execute it. So let's enter some number. Let's enter some positive number. I'll enter 1. You can see we are getting number is positive. Let's enter 0. We are getting number is 0. Let's enter some negative number. Let's say -5. We are getting number is negative. So in this way this code is working. Okay, so I hope you are clear on the first problem statement. Now let's quickly jump onto the second problem statement. So for that I'll comment out this code now because it's done now. So second problem statement says that write a program to find the maximum between three numbers. Okay, so basically we are going to have three numbers or three variables. We have to find which one of them is having the maximum value. So maybe what we'll do is we'll create three variables. This time let's create variables of float type. So I'll write float f1, f2 and f3. So I'm creating three variables of float type. See, if you want to create multiple variable of same type, you can do it on same line. This is something that we have discussed, right? So I'm creating three variables of same type, that is float. Now let's take these three numbers as input from the user. So I'll write cout enter three numbers and let's accept it from the user. So I'll write cin f1 followed by f2 because I need to take input of three numbers. That's why I'm doing it on the same line, followed by f3. Okay, see, many people do this mistake. This is a very silly mistake. Many people write endl in cin. Okay, this is very silly mistake. You can't write endl, or you can write, I mean there is not going to be any error, but it doesn't make any sense if you write endl in cin. Okay, many people do this mistake and they get some weird behavior when they run their program. So don't write endl ever in cin. Okay, cool. So once we get input from the user, what we have to do is we have to find which one of the variable is having the largest value, whether it is f1 or f2 or f3. Now how we can say that, let's say f1 is having greater value. So we can say that f1 is having greater value if f1 is greater than f2 and f1 is also greater than f3. Okay, so let's start writing the conditions. I'll write if statement. if my f1 variable is having greater value than f2 and my f1 is also having greater value than f3, then we can say that f1 variable is having the largest value. So I write cout f1 is largest followed by /n. Okay, if f1 is not largest, okay, then maybe f2 is largest. So let's check whether f2 is largest. So I'll write else if. So we'll check f2. If f2 is greater than f1 and f2 is also greater than f3, then we can say that f2 is largest, correct? So I'll write cout f2 is largest followed by /n. And finally I'll write else statement. See, if f1 is also not largest and f2 is also not largest, that basically means f3 is largest. Okay, so I'll write cout f3 is largest followed by /n. See, I hope this will work, but there are few issues in this program, so we'll discuss about them. But right now let's quickly compile and execute this code. Let's see whether it's working properly or not. So I'll quickly clear my terminal. Let's quickly compile the code and let's execute it. So it's asking us to enter three numbers. Let's enter, let's say 10, 20 and 30. Okay, see, 10 is going to be stored in f1, 20 is going to be stored in f2 and 30 is going to be stored in f3. So in this case we should get output as f3 is largest. Let's see whether we are getting f3 is largest or not. You can see that we are getting f3 is largest. Okay, so it's working properly for this values. Let's try some different values. Let's try 10 followed by 10 followed by 5. Okay, now in this case the code is not working properly. In this case you can see that we are getting f3 is largest as the output, but ideally we should get some different output, right? See, because in this case the largest number is 10. Okay, 10 is getting stored in f1, 10 is also getting stored in f2, and then in f3 5 is getting stored. So ideally we should get output as maybe f1 is larger or maybe f2 is larger. Okay, but we are getting output as f3 is largest. Why this is happening? This is happening because over here we are just checking for the condition that it is greater than, but sometimes the number can also be equal. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just slightly modify this condition. So instead of checking f1 is greater than f2, I'll check f1 is greater than or equal to f2, f1 is greater than or equal to f3. Because see, if two numbers are equal, then also it's fine. I mean, we can say that, for example, f1 and f2, in this case f1 and f2 are same, still we can say that f1 is greater. Okay, see, ideally we should get output as f1 and f2 are greater, but over here what we'll do is, to just simplify this problem, what we'll do is whatever is the largest number, whatever is the first largest number, we'll print that. Okay, so if we read the values that user is entering from left to right, then f1 is the first largest number, correct? So that's why I'm okay if I just print f1 is larger. Okay, so over here also I write greater than or equal to, and now the code should work correctly. Okay, as an exercise, what you can do is, whenever let's say two quantities are equal and let's say that quantity which is equal is the largest number, then maybe you can try adding some more condition in this code and maybe you can handle that case as well. Okay, so let's say if f1 and f2 are equal, then you should print f1 and f2 are the largest numbers. Okay, something like this. So maybe think about it how you can add that condition over here. Okay, so let's quickly compile and execute this code. Let's see what happens now. So if I enter 10 10 5, now it is printing f1 is largest. If I enter 10 10 10, it will again print 10 f1 is largest. Okay, so in this way the code is working. So I hope now you are clear on how we can find the largest variable out of the three variables that we have. Now let's quickly jump on to the third problem statement. In the third problem statement, what we have to do is we have to accept one input, that is going to be the month number. Okay, and then depending on the month number that we are getting as the input, we have to print number of days in that month. And for our understanding, I also listed number of days in each and every month. Okay, so let's quickly start with this problem statement. So let me just move these things from here. Okay, let's comment this part. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll create one variable with name month. Okay, so in this variable we'll accept the month number, so I'll write C in month. Okay, now over here, see, we have 12 months. Okay, for each and every month we have to print how many number of days are present in that month. Okay, so we can say that for each and every month we need to write a different condition. Okay, this is one way. So maybe you can check if month number is 1, that is January, then you can print January is having 31 days. If month number is, let's say, 2, which is February, then in February it's going to contain 27 days. So if you do it in this way, then you will have to write 12 condition for each and every month. Okay, it is little time consuming, the program is also going to be lengthy. Okay, so what we can do is, ideally over here, see, we know that few months are going to have 31 days, few months are going to have 30 days, and one month is going to have 27 days. Okay, so what we can do is, we can combine the condition for the months which are having 31 days, we can combine the condition for the months which are having 30 days. Let me show you. See, let's first combine the months which are having 31 days in them. So let me just quickly find out how many months are having 31 days. So let's quickly see. Okay, see, Jan is having 31 days, then March is also having 31 days, then this May is having 31 days, then June, August, July and August are also having 31 days, then this October is also having 31 days, and finally this December is having 31 days. Okay, so now we have group of months which are having 31 days in them. This February is having 27 days, it is little bit different. Okay, and then other months are having 30 days in them. Okay, so now let's quickly write their month numbers. So January is nothing but 1, then March is nothing but month 3. Okay, then April, May is nothing but month 5. Yeah, then June, July, it's 7th month, then August, 8th month, then October is 10th month, right? And then December is 12th month, then February is 2nd month, then April is 4th month, and then June is 6th month, then September is, I guess it's 9th month, and November is 11th month. Let's quickly see whether these numbers are correct. We have 1, then we have 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6 was 6th month. Okay, January, February, March, April, May, June. June is the 6th month, so over here I have written 5. Yes, okay. So now this order looks correct. Okay, so now what we can do is, now we have number of the months which are having 31 days, we have number of the month which is having 27 days, and we have numbers of the month which are having 30 days in them. Okay, so we can use these numbers and we can write our code. Okay, now what we'll do is, we'll write this code using switch case statement. So let's try that out. So I'll write switch. In the expression over here, I'll write month, because this is the thing that we need to compare. So I'll write different cases now. So let's see what cases I'm writing. See, I'll write case 1, that is for Jan, then we'll write case 3, that is for March, then we'll write case 5 for May, then case 7 for July, then case 8 for August, then case 9 or case 10 for October, and finally we'll write case 12 for December. Okay, so for these cases the number of days are 31, so I write cout 31 followed by /n followed by break. See, this break statement is very important, because once this is executed we have to come out of the switch case statement. That's why this break statement is important. Okay, so this was for 31 days. Now if case is 2, which is February month, then in that case we'll cout 27. See, I'm not considering leap year and all that stuff, okay, because we have to keep it simple. So I'll write break over here. And then if case is 4 or case is 6 or case is, see, we have discussed this syntax while learning switch case statement. Okay, so if you have some doubts in the syntax, maybe you can rewatch that video. So if case is 11, then in that case we can say that cout days are going to be 30 followed by slash n, okay, followed by break. And I'll also write default statement, okay, and in the default statement we'll write cout you have entered invalid month, okay. So I'll write you have entered invalid month number followed by slash n. See, after default statement, even if you don't write break, that's fine, because default is end of the switch case statement, right? So even if you don't write break statement, that's fine, but optionally you can write as well. So I write break over here as well. That's it. Now let's quickly try our code. Let's quickly execute our code. So I'll clear my terminal. Let's quickly compile the code and let's execute it. Let's see how many days are there in January. So I'll write 1, which is month of January. So you can see we are getting 31 days. Let's see how many days are there in Feb. So in Feb there are 27 days. Let's see how many number of days are present in my birthday month, which is 11, which is November. Then its answer is 30. Okay, so in this way our code is working. Let's try out some invalid inputs. So let's enter 0, which is invalid month number. So it's saying you entered invalid month number. Let's enter 13. It's again saying invalid month number. So in this way our third program is working. So I hope you are clear on all these 3 problem statements that we covered in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much.